Alright, so we finished all the cleaning. We're on our way to Walmart now. It's a little different. I'm not driving, don't worry. I'm not filming and driving. This time Lexy's driving. So yeah, we're zooming our way to Walmart. It is rainy. Very rainy.
Yeah, it's pretty much pouring.
Yeah, it's been on and off downpouring, which has me a little nervous about our window that's stuck open. So yeah. Oscar might be swimming when we come back. We'll see. But yeah, we're gonna go to Walmart. We're gonna do the shopping. And yeah, and then there was a slight change of plans too. So I don't know how that's gonna affect the vlog, but we'll see. Okay, so we are at Walmart. We made it, barely. Still pouring out. Found a light fixture, found light bulbs. Now we need tools, food, a couple other things.
Yeah.
So you just splashed water.
I know, my finger's a little wet.
But we're not gonna film a lot in here, but we made it. We survived. It's very rainy, very wet.
Yeah.
A lot of people too. Makes sense for a Saturday.
Okay, so we're getting these stuff for our other YouTube video that we're filming. It is a branded versus unbranded. So we're just looking for that stuff now.
Yeah.
Okay guys, we're back in the car. It stopped raining and we got all the stuff that we needed. We are gonna go get honeydew now because of course we need our coffee.
Yeah, it was a disaster in there, so we didn't do much filming. There was literally
so many people.
So many people. There was lines out the wazoo. People were complaining. That's the worst part about...
People just cutting you off. It's like...
Well, the worst part about nowadays is everyone's so impatient. Everyone's in such a rush, and what they're doing is the most important. So you're in line, and you're just waiting, because all you can do is wait. And there's just always some, like, old-ass person behind you who's like, oh, back in my day, the lines weren't like this. It's like, back in your day, you could work at McDonald's and afford a 3-family house. Nowadays, you can be an engineer and barely afford your house. So I don't want to hear it. Shut your mouth. Like,
okay, Jordan just went on a rant.
It's just so annoying. It's like, be patient. You talk about our generation, you know? They need to be patient. You know? It's always old people, too. Always.
Yeah.
Literally, we have, what was he, like 80 behind us? And he's like, oh, these lines, oh, I can't do anything. It's like, go to self-checkout then if you're so concerned.
Yeah.
You know?
When we get home, we'll show you probably what we got.
Yes,
some of the stuff. We did get the stuff for the branded versus unbranded YouTube video, so we probably won't show you much of that because that's a surprise, of course. But yeah, we're gonna leave now and go to Honeydew.
Yeah, you're gonna see me fail to put up a light fixture as well. So.
Yeah. Okay, we're home.
Yeah, we got Honeydew.
Yes, we did.
Room, but we got Honeydew. And now I'm gonna install this light fixture.
Yes, this is a light fixture we got. Pretty simple. It's one of the basic ones, but it's better than what we have now. I'll show you what we have now. Because what we have now is like so hideous and it's just so dark in this room. Like you can immediately tell we walked in this room and it's darker.
Yeah.
So this is the light fixture. Let's see. It's very ugly. Very small and just kind of gross. Yep. It's all like stained and gross. So we just wanted something that would brighten up the room a little bit. Not that we spend a whole lot of time in here, but I primarily do.
That's part of the reason why that went down.
Yeah. We replaced the ones in our bedroom and office a while ago already.
When I first moved in.
Yeah, a while ago. And so we've been meaning to replace this one, but we don't come in here that often. We just usually come in here to play guitar and spend time with the piggies and like watch TV every once in a while, but barely. And read, yeah. We read in here as well. So, yeah. So Jordan's gonna replace that for us.
Maybe. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I gotta figure out which circuit breaker it is. So.
Yeah. Now I am going to show you everything else we got in the meantime.
Except for the snacks. Except
for the snacks. Yes, I'll give you a sneak peek at the snacks. That's all you get. That's it. All right, so what we got, of course, we had to get Oscar some toys. So these are one of the crinkly toys. He loves these kinds of toys. I don't know what it is about him. He just loves them. We also got him this guy, which we've gotten him before. It's a little chameleon guy, but it also has the crinkly material in it. So these will probably last him maybe 2 hours. We got light bulbs for the new light fixture as well. So hopefully everything works out for that. Jordan got a new hole punch for his work. He has one already here that he's gonna take, and he's gonna leave this one here to replace it because the one he has now is not as good. It's kind of broken.
It's the same exact one, but it's just old as hell. I think my mom took it with her when she was like 20 on a trip. So.
Let me see that. Show them that.
Screwdriver set.
Got a screwdriver set. Always good to have. Has a bunch of different ones, so.
And
good.
safety glasses for working on the car tomorrow.
Yeah.
And probably this light fixture, just in case.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. So,
yeah.
Besides the other stuff that we got, which we got quite a bit of snacks and whatnot, so that will be an exciting video that will come out after this one. So, yeah. We'll see you when the light fixture is up, hopefully. Also, Jordan mentioned that we got honeydew. Of course we did. We had to get a large. Mocha Madness. So good. We don't get honeydew often. We usually get Dunkin'. If we do get coffee. But I, for one, prefer honeydew. Jordan prefers Dunkin', so we usually end up getting Dunkin' because he is very crazy about his coffee. He needs to have coffee every day. I, on the other hand, will get it like maybe a couple of times a week, but not as often, so yeah. Okay, Jordan, tell us what happened.
So, I went to install the light, and there's no junction box. Basically, the box that houses all the wiring. Normally, you would put a mounting plate on it, and then you would simply mount that light to it. Super simple, super easy. There's none of that. We actually found out, because it's a drop ceiling, I think you might have seen earlier.
Yeah.
Just like this one back here. Took the drop paneling out, and it turns out this is a false ceiling. So there's a ceiling behind it.
Yeah.
So that's where the junction box is, and obviously we can't mount the light up there, because it's behind the drop ceiling. So I was going to cut my losses, but then I decided, to go all or nothing. So I jerry-rigged the hell out of it. And it worked. But it's definitely not to code.
Yeah, but it's also like super bright in here now, which is like so nice because it was so dark in here.
Before we show 'em?
Yeah, it was so dark in here. So first, let's show you the mess.
Oh yeah, show you the aftermath.
Literally, the floor is like a complete disaster.
We just cleaned.
The stuff I know we just cleaned. You would have seen this morning. We cleaned everything, but there's the light, the new light. It looks beautiful.
Show how bright it is.
And it's very bright in this room now. Very bright. Before it was so dark in here. But it looks so much better. So yeah. Thank you, Jordan.
You're welcome. Oscar found his toy.
Nice. Yeah, Oscar's been being annoying this entire time. Because he just wants food, so now he's on the table as well. Let's get down, buddy.
Ah.
Oh my goodness.
Ignore me. Just making a mess.
Ugh. Okay.
Yeah. So that was a little intense.
Yeah. Now we're gonna clean up, so because it's a mess in there.
Yeah. Yeah. I need a proper ladder. Someone donate me a ladder. I was using a stool. Hurt my back.
Yeah.
Standing up for so long. But yeah, teamwork. Lexy helped a lot, so couldn't have done it without her.
Okay, guys, we're making dinner now. It is what time?
4:47.
4:47, but we have
Saturday.
somewhere to go in about an hour and a half. So we're gonna make dinner now.
That was the change of plans that I mentioned earlier.
We have. This is the recipe we're making: burrito bowls.
So let's preface this though by saying what this is. So this isn't a normal dinner. This is a special challenge dinner because I think you mentioned this in part 1.
Yes.
There's a book called The Adventure Challenge. It's like a series of challenges that are scratch off, like a scratch ticket. And this is one of the challenges was to go to a bookstore, flip to a random page on a cookbook, take a photo of that recipe or buy the book, and then do the recipe. So technically we cheated. We didn't pick a random page. We picked numerous random pages because we kept getting stuff
like
that neither of us would like.
Yeah, we kept picking like seafood and we don't like seafood, or we were picking something with like steak and we don't really like steak, so we're picky. We're picky people.
We can be pretty picky. So we ended up finding a burrito bowl.
We did find the burrito bowl, although we are not following the recipe exactly because it calls for sirloin steak, which again we don't really love it. And also chicken thighs. We're gonna use ground beef in place of both of those because we make enchilada bowls, which are very similar, and we use ground beef for that, and we really like it, so we figured we'd just substitute for that instead. Difference between the enchilada bowls and these bowls that we have have done is that these have bell pepper, squash, and zucchini. And also jalapeno. The burrito bowls we make just have onions and tomatoes and bell peppers. So we've never had squash or zucchini in it. Not queso sauce.
It's not queso sauce? What is that sauce we make with it then?
Sour cream sauce.
No, it's like a liquidy sour cream thing.
Yeah, and it's got like lime juice and stuff. But yeah, so this one will have like some slightly different vegetables, but for the most part it might taste similar. So I'm excited. Yes, let's go.
So now we're gonna go over here to our food prepping station, aka our counter. That's the food prep done. See what Lexy's up to.
I have leftover cilantro here. We're giving it to the piggies, so let's go. Okay. Piggies, I know you already got veggies today, but you're gonna get veggies again. Let me get the other veggies to Noggin. He's got hay all over his face.
Yeah, he was going hard in the hay earlier.
We got a mess.
You're not gonna do it. He wants his cilantro.
Okay, so that's the piggies. They've got their veggies, and now let's go start the grits. It's soaking up the chicken broth, so that's good. Got 13 minutes left on the timer, but it might be done before that. So.
Yeah, it looks like it's evaporating pretty good and absorbing it, so.
Alright, now we have to start the meat. I'm gonna use the other pan for it. So it says to heat 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 2 tablespoons of butter. So Jordan, if you'd like to grab the butter for me, that would be good. On the stove.
How could you?
Okay. That's the oil. Let's do the butter. Now we're gonna add the meat. How much meat does it call for? 1 pound, 1 pound. So I might not put this much in because I'm worried that it's going to overflow in that pan. So let's see. It has like double saran wrap on it this time.
Alright, lower that heat. Oh, it splashed the shit out of me.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Slash it too, but
You okay?
yeah. Yeah, this tool is pretty cool. Got it from Pampered Chef. Basically, I forget what it's called, but it's like, I think it's called a mix and chop. So you basically just mix the meat and it chops it and it breaks it apart. It's so much easier than using like a wooden spoon or something like that. Makes it a lot simpler.
Yeah, I like it. It's really good for ground beef. Whenever I make stuff with ground beef, I always use it. It looks simple, but it actually is quite helpful.
Yeah, it is.
Probably put the heat up a little.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna add some seasonings. This is chili powder, so I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. With some meat too. Put it in there. Just kind of eyeball it. It should be good. I don't want to add too much, because you don't typically cook with these seasonings often, and they can be overpowering if you add a bit too much, so I'd rather put less. Now we're adding some ground cumin. That should be good.
It's funny because just before you started adding the seasonings, I was showing them all off with the veggies.
Yeah. It smells good.
It does. Yeah.
Now we're gonna just add some ground pepper, just a little bit. The basic seasoning, so we always kind of add it to whatever we're making. We're gonna add just a little bit of salt.
Also Lexi's favorite.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're gonna let this finish cooking. Once it's done, we're gonna drain it, add it back to the pan, and do something that is not part of the recipe, but we usually do when we cook meat, because the taste of meat, or ground beef rather, by itself is not great. So we usually add taco seasoning to it, which makes it better. So we're gonna do that once it's done and drain, with the grease is strained out. In the meantime, we're gonna come back over to the rice, see if that's done, because once this is done, we're gonna add the veggies. Seems like it's almost done. It's got 4 minutes left on the timer. I do see a little bit of the chicken broth still seeping through, so I think I'm just gonna let it go for the remaining 4 minutes.